Got that more. Hyperlinked.
Got that more, baby. Welcome back. Rolling. What are we talking? Reckless.
Rolling Reckless.
You can't. Game.
Gotti edition.
Listen, I'm not that I'm drunk. I'm just trying to do 12 different things. Welcome back. Rolling Reckless's Game of the Year 2019.
Rolling Reckless again.
Talking Reckless's Game of the Year 2019. Hey, we do a D&D podcast called Rolling Reckless. You should check it out. Max was on it last week. It's dope as shit. That's right. We have our shots lined up. We're gonna man, what the fuck? I can't talk at all.
Fine, we only got 7 more hours to go.
He's had a couple drinks on that break.
Apparently. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. All right. We're gonna retroactively revisit Moment of the Year where Bryce has brought in Bryce, who is not drinking tonight, left the house and came back with another bottle of Fireball.
Not just any bottle, but a collector's edition bottle of Fireball whiskey.
So when you ask who ruined this, Gotti, it was Bryce.
So let's discuss the word ruined.
Made better.
Made better. Ruined is a very fine line.
Right.
Shots, gentlemen. Let's,
I think what you're trying to say is when you're wondering who got Death Stranding Game of the Year, it was Bryce.
It was Bryce. Yeah, it was Bryce.
All part of the plan. It's 2019, my friends.
Yeah.
And to all of us around the table.
May it never come back.
To you at home, thanks for joining us. All right.
Smooth. Kevin does not like those.
I keep looking to Kevin to see
you bring us in and
the barometer of where he's at. I feel like once he starts going like, bleh, and then just no reaction, now we're starting to get to Gotti.
You think we just suffer?
We need the product placement.
Well, yeah. Get one of them in the freezer there. Best looking / style. Gentlemen, is our next category. The / style.
Yeah, I was saying this is fitting having the new Fireball bottle here
with the new style
of that.
Oh, makes perfect sense.
Well, I mean, obvious lock at number one, the collector's edition Fireball bottle. It is not what is technically the best graphics. What has the most teraflops? What is the most pixels per square inch? It is style wrapped in what speaks to you the most. You know, it doesn't have to be literally the most graphics. Not the most graphics.
Right. Although it could be. You can win on most graphics. Yeah.
Could be, but doesn't have to be. Pixel games can win.
Yes.
Speaking of, I would like to add... Oh, Slay the Spire is on the list. Never mind.
Let's see where...
The
for
real
graphics?
Not for graphics. Let's take Slay the Spire off the list here for best looking. Okay, here's our best looking list right now.
It wasn't that list.
If you do have additions, just keep them in your dome, and we'll add them at the end here. Best looking / style. Devil May Cry 5.
That's a lot of style.
Anthem. Kingdom Hearts 3? Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Yes.
Void Bastards. Man of Medan. Dark Pictures Anthologies. Man of Medan. Gears 5. Outer Wilds. Sekiro. The Outer Worlds. Luigi's Mansion 3. Death Stranding. Control. Kevin, you would like to add Slay the Spire to this list?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would, at least for brief consideration, like to add Goose Game to this list.
All right.
That's fine, yeah. I think that's...
Cadence of Hyrule.
Goose Game. Cadence.
Fallen Order? No, I'm just kidding.
We're over that.
Is Modern Warfare on this list? I would like to put Modern Warfare on this list.
Modern Warfare should
absolutely
should be on
this list. Yeah. Fuck, maybe this will take longer than I thought.
Such a short list before.
Yes. Are there any other?
How do we feel about the other Zelda game, Link's Awakening? Maybe actually my favorite of the two, looking wise.
That's fair.
You think Link's Awakening?
That game and Cadence of Hyrule are two Zelda games. Again, I found out that existed not that long ago, and I'm like, fuck, I kind of need to. I feel like I need to get these games.
Is there is Link's Awakening remake? Is there
I think it's just called Link's Awakening.
I'll put remake in brackets.
Switch.
We know, but yeah.
People, I don't want people to get confused with the
not the original.
1992.
And the main thing with those games too is it seems like they're just both really solid Switch titles, which is nice.
Yeah. Any other games that anyone has on top of their head here? I mean, we can still add as we go, but if anyone has anything else, we can Apex or anything. We feel okay about all that stuff.
Probably, yeah.
That's a solid list, I think. I'm trying to think, just what visually or stylistically.
Well,
Damon mentioned Anthem on the chat.
We got it.
We do
the second one.
We do have Anthem on
top.
Does Fire Emblem need to be on here?
Trying to look good.
No. Okay.
Does were there any good like anime fighters that came out?
Fire Emblem?
Not the Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z, but anything like that. We're like, man, this fighting game that kind of none of us played. But No, eh?
don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay. Let's start going through the list then here.
Jump Force? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Let's put Jump Force on.
Stop.
Is there any easy cuts that we feel we can make off the top? Just browsing over this list. Do we need... Listen, I love Cadence. Do I think it's the best looking game? I would have never even considered it for looking / style.
I think it looks a lot like a Zelda game.
Totally. Yeah. Which is
Which is
cool.
very good
Which is
looking,
nice.
but-
Yeah, it's neat, but it's not like...
I agree with Rando is that
a-
it is the worst looking of the 2 Zelda games on this list. So by that logic, I would take it.
But
off.
it's style, and the style just
Well,
does
yeah.
There is
heavily
definitely a style.
lean on the music, so that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, even like the visual style, it's okay. I don't know if it's the
Solid.
best 3.
If you
of the
made a
year.
top-down Zelda game, this
Yeah.
is what I would expect it would look like. Except for they made another one that looked better.
I think you're right.
With
It has-
chain chomps.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of it, it has really cool style, but again, a lot of it
yeah.
is married to the music. You know,
well, we can just delete it. That's okay.
I mean,
Outer Worlds, we feel is best looking
Doesn't-
or
it look-
or style.
it looked good, but it is not.
Yeah, it looks
I don't
stand
think
out
it's best
on this
looking.
list.
Looks all right.
I've always thought it was just like
Pretty.
a Fallout, a different Fallout, and I'm like, this.
Now that you know which one it is.
yeah.
if
I'm like,
we're,
this
if we're
doesn't
putting it
look
on the
good.
chopping
Yeah.
block, I will at least say for it, it was neat to play a game that's in the Fallout vein and style that is not just bleak and actually has a really kind of vibrant color palette depending
Yeah.
on where you're at. That's
Yeah.
something to say for it.
I agree. I think when you explain it as Fallout in space, you kind of have this image in your head, and then you get there and you're like, oh, everything's so bright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's very it's saturated,
Yeah,
but like
the
the way
plants are bright yellow. and
camera pulls in,
ground is
Yeah,
bright
but
red.
it's still
and-
it's still the same like pull in and like.
Yeah.
I agree that
cool
that
thing.
stuff like it's the best looking of those pull-in Fallout, but it's
Nope,
Fallout.
yeah.
Yeah.
Take it off.
I would like to put on take off. Just talk about here. Metro Exodus came out this year. I saw
yeah.
folks in chat messaging.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It looks good. It is maybe the thing I take away the most from that game is it looks amazing. Like you're always wearing a mask, and the way shit gets on the mask, and you wipe it off, and like the big mutated catfish and stuff. I think it looks incredible, but I don't think it holds. It's not the best of the year in my opinion.
I think Kingdom Hearts can go. I think
yeah.
the cutscene stuff they do in Kingdom Hearts, like not even the regular cutscenes, but like the crazy CG things, often look really, really good. But there are actually parts of that game that look terrible.
Heinous. Hey, yeah, I remember playing as like, this just looks awful. And
Olympus looks terrible.
Even the world-to-world transitions where some of the art style's completely different. It's just like, the pirate one was the okayest and everything else was bad.
Yeah, there were some that looked like I thought the Big Hero 6 world actually looked really good. The city, but yeah, I take it off. Frozen looked okay. That's it.
Man of Medan, I think looks good, but like
It looks good, but it's nothing I
it's
don't
not-
think it's nothing that's rocking my socks.
yeah. If we have to take a photorealistic game, Modern Warfare is the one that I always look at and like this
Yes.
is oh my god, this looks so good.
That is a front contender for me. If we're
and
going
not to say it's-
photorealism kind of deal.
Not to say it's better than Call of Duty, because I don't know if anything is in that department. But Gears 5 is also a lot better than Men of Medan, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not as good as Call of Duty in that department.
Sekiro I like an awful lot, and I dig the samurai thing, but like
There's,
not enough to fight for it for a top 3.
A lot of like the art design on like the actual like bosses and stuff, I think looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
But then you do spend a lot of time running around a world where you're like, this is as nice as it needs to be for this game, but not. It's not crazy good.
That on fire part looks really fucking good.
It looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
Anytime you're in that in the main city, whatever that's called, like when you're on the rooftops with all the ninjas and you're looking kind of over the rooftop, all the other rooftops. Ashina looks fucking gorgeous.
I thought the blood geysers were quite comical and had a chuckle several times.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of a Dark Souls like
Yeah.
trope, but Luigi's Mansion 3. How do the Luigi's Mansioners feel about
That's fucking vintage.
Vintage
like, perfect
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Fucking really good. It runs well. It looks good. I don't fucking
Never
know.
clips through anything.
I was looking at like the images and the videos of Luigi's Mansion 3, and it looks like Luigi's Mansion.
Like like you can't say anything is wrong with how that looks. It just looks exactly like what Nintendo does best, which is
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
There also wasn't anything that was like, oh wow, they really improved this or made this
Yeah.
part look really good either, which makes me think that we can probably take it off.
No, the sand looked really nice in that sand level.
It did. and vacuuming up the
Vacuuming
sand.
up the sand,
Oh,
yeah.
I
That's really
literally did that whole
Who's
thing.
addicted? You
I
didn't
did
get
the
anything out
whole
of it.
sand level.
Yeah.
I vacuumed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you go inside and come back out, and all the sand's back. And I'm like, God damn it.
Meanwhile, you weigh 100 pounds because you got all the sand in you. Mario.
Death Stranding, I think, can stay on here for now.
Yeah,
I
that-
think
yeah.
that is
I
an
think that is
incredible looking game.
top
Good
contender.
looking game.
Game.
Control, I think, can probably also
Has to
stay
stay,
for
yeah.
a lot of reasons.
Really pretty game.
That wasn't even on there until like 2 days ago, by
Yeah,
the way.
that one like slipped through the cracks until Warren
shit.
noticed.
I put it on there.
Good save. Slay the Spire, Kev.
Get it off.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't add it for this category. I don't know.
so-
I like the way the art looks.
Yeah.
It's very there's not a lot of animation or anything like that, but I just like the
It's
way
very
the art
hand
looks.
drawn.
Yeah.
Oh, like obviously hand drawn.
But yeah, I mean, on and off is fine with me.
It kind of looks like Dream Quest. Like,
Yeah, baby.
I like that you dig it, and like I love Slay the Spire, but like the art looks kind of shitty. I'm gonna cross it off. Goose Game? Do we feel like Goose Game is
I wanted
best
to
looking or
acknowledge
style?
Goose Game because I think it looks really cool and it obviously is doing something totally different than any other game on this list. I don't think it's in my top 3.
Same
but
thing. Unique art style.
Yeah.
Like the people didn't really have faces, but they were still like animated and like thought bubbles and the way they would get angry and
Style.
Yeah.
Game's got style.
Yeah.
But doesn't need to be on.
This is a category about style.
Yeah.
You know, looking or styles. I'm gonna get it.
All right.
Modern Warfare, I think we can say for the
Has
first
to
pass.
say.
Yeah, it's very
Has to say,
looks great. Link's Awakening. The folks played Link's Awakening.
I think they did a visual treatment on that game, making him look kind of like a toy, and making all the grass wiggle and everything. That looks really good. And
Yeah.
like I said, I thought was the best looking Zelda game out of those Zelda games. I think how it looks is the thing out of all our categories that game has. I could see it going.
And do you think it holds against Death Stranding, Control, Modern Warfare, Outer Wilds, Resident Evil 2 remake? I mean, what I will say to that point is this category is going to turn into like best graphics technical almost, where technically all the games we have left are going to be amazing.
Whereas
And Link's Awakening is much more of a style.
Yeah.
Much more style. Not that
I
really
don't
is
know.
a big thing.
I think that's
but-
a good reason to leave it on.
I'd say keep it
Yeah.
personally.
For
I
now?
think it looks
Okay.
really cool.
Okay.
I think that's a game that like if somebody walks by you and you're playing that, they're gonna stop and be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
I'd keep it for now.
How do you feel about Void Bastards?
I think it is the maybe most stylish game on this list.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
looking at a little bit of it just now, and yeah, it looks really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of
Very
that
comic book
on that end of
paneling
the
and-
spectrum, it is fucking killing it. Makes the whole thing look like a comic. Very yeah.
I'm right
I
there
would
with you.
keep
It
yeah.
looks not crazy about the game, but the way it looks is
Yeah.
incredible. So I guess from the top of the list here, we start making some cuts. Devil May Cry 5.
I think we can cut it. It looks very good.
Yeah,
though.
I'm just kind of thinking back to it. It is. It runs well and is technically you're like, wow, this is good. Looks
So-
great. Like all games right now, look pretty good.
Maybe this is the time to kind of maybe start talking about that. I felt for me this year was a year when I played a lot of good-looking games that ran like absolute fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Especially on the consoles.
yeah,
This was a really
so
hard year for it.
I don't know. This is always the hardest part for me is deciding where to draw that line.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry actually ran way better, looking good than a lot of the games I played, including
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
Runs like shit.
Control.
Control runs like fucking shit.
Well, on the console.
On the
right?
console.
Yeah,
on PC.
Gears 5 runs like shit a lot of the time.
It does factor in. It does factor
Yeah.
in. I played a little bit of Control on console, knowing that was an issue of just trying to get a whole opinion on it. But that
It
definitely,
it definitely factors in.
yeah, in a year where Skyrim could not win Game of the Year because it was so fucked on PS3.
Yeah.
like, that legacy continues today.
It
All
is-
platforms matter.
What a great game, though. What a great game.
Because there's part of you that's always like,
The wrong game won.
you can make these things look as good as you want. Anyone can make these things look as good as they can.
No, and it runs at one
But
frame
can
a
you
second.
run it? Yeah.
So that definitely factors in. Definitely.
So I don't know. That's almost the reason I don't want to take Devil May Cry 5 off, because I look at a lot of these games that I really, really liked, and I was like, this also ran like trash.
Yeah.
But also, I felt like Devil May Cry was maybe a little unmemorable.
So
all
do I.
things considered.
I remember the big tree. Maybe
was pretty cool.
And that's kind of,
Well, I
The
feel
guy
like
sitting on the throne. The big.
I feel like
Oh,
with
yeah.
your point, I can look at that list and put 3 games up there that did run pretty good that I would put ahead of it.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
we're okay to remove Devil May Cry.
all right, let's get rid of it. How do we feel about Anthem? I mean, it's on here because
This
I
is
feel like it was the
difficult.
only thing
Outside of,
Anthem
yeah.
done
I'm
well.
watching it right now,
You have to
and
kinda-
fuck,
It
this game
looks
looks
so
cool.
fucking good.
Yeah,
But
so
we hate it so
to
much.
to that point,
Yeah, that's the problem.
it looks like Battlefront. The Frostbite engine looks amazing, and if you want to see really impressive sparks and particles and things like Anthem has, it looks like Battlefront. It looks like any Frostbite game from the last couple of years, where yes, the particle effects and just the particle effects are really impressive. The waterfalls look good.
Yep.
The way the
Waterfalls are great.
water goes down looks nice.
Yeah.
You fly through it, looks real fucking good.
Yeah, the whole world is just this like completely unmemorable. There's some trees in some places. There's some waterfalls.
I will say, like, yeah, to your point, like about the particle systems in it. There's a lot of particle stuff that happens, especially when you're in fights and you have all this shit just lighting up in front of you. But if you actually look in a lot of the exterior parts of the map, it's like, oh, there's some really shittily textured mountains there in the distance where you could see maybe they were going to expand out further. There's evidence of like there was more they wanted to do maybe, and they were like, we're gonna scale it back.
just get it out here.
So I think for that reason, I can't go to bat for it.
I
also just didn't play enough. Like this shouldn't count, but it kind of counts. I didn't play enough of this game to appreciate the art style because I didn't like the rest of this game.
I did play through all the single player.
you
I
go.
finished. I quote finished the game or whatever before it was even
me too.
out. And it is so unmemorable, like so unmemorable, man. Even the big like because you're fighting big like precursor robot boss. I couldn't name a single one. They're just so generic and blend together that.
Got it.
I think in order to keep it, the visuals would have had to been fucking stellar. You know what I mean?
And it is not better looking, in my opinion, than Call of Duty on a technical side.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Resident Evil Remake is maybe the best looking game this year.
Yeah, it's gonna stay.
unbelievable.
Holy shit, does that game...
Yeah.
It should be impossible.
Yes.
Like, it runs so well on consoles and looks so good.
Yep.
It is incredible.
And this is another one where like it came out early and ran great, and then I just spent the rest of my year going through games that didn't run great, being like, how did fucking Resident Evil do it?
Yeah.
We're getting done because we'll revisit Gears 5.
So sorry, I heard you guys kind of mention. Are we factoring in if the game doesn't run good that should take away from
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
Because then I think that
Yeah.
Gears
So,
5 is gone then.
Again, it would be... Oh, man, because it is
So
best
it's frame
looking.
rate.
Frame rate, absolutely. Things like, we got stuck in a spot and had to
Yeah.
restart.
No,
would
that's
not.
gameplay
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I will agree. I played Gears 5 on PC with Dan, and we also had a ton of issues.
Yeah.
Frame rate and visual wise.
Yeah.
It wasn't
audio
super
and-
often. I wouldn't say.
No, it got like it felt like it would get bad at a certain point in the
Yeah.
night. I remember it was getting bad at certain points in the night where I kept thinking, is
Internet.
it trying to connect to is it a server issue because we're all trying to play together that is fucking trashing all this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought like there were times like when you got out in the fucking snow and everything, there were times where I was like, Gears 5 looks unbelievable.
Footprints were really good.
Yeah.
It's the thing I look for in all the video games I ever
best
play is
footprints.
footprints.
Best footprints of the year, maybe.
Yeah, it's up there.
New category. Eh?
It's
But
Hey,
it looks like Gears 4.
on
it wasn't that big of a jump and from 4 to 5 for sure.
a technical sense, we're looking for reasons to cut some of these technical games, and Gears is probably the worst one remaining on the list in that sense.
Yeah. I agree.
You almost have to, when you're looking at games that are pushing like photorealism,
this.
like Gears,
Game looks
Resident
incredible.
Evil, Death Stranding, Modern
Warfare,
Warfare.
yeah.
How do you compare all of those?
Well, we're gonna have
almost
to
on the same
we'll
level.
figure that out right away. Outer Wilds.
God damn.
Outer Wilds is purely a
Visuals and-
artistic a thing. I think
It's a stylistic game.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
very stylistic. I really, really like how it looks.
I'm way into it as well.
I think it stays for now. It is maybe not.
All the planets have such a unique,
Yeah,
like.
the art is so good in that game.
Let's leave it on here. Let's
Yeah.
do it
Yeah.
right now.
I think, yeah, that's all right.
Let's talk about Death Stranding.
Yes.
So Death Stranding is incredibly photorealistic. Man, do the people look fucking awesome. Holy
Fucking
shit.
Hell of a draw distance.
Yep.
How did it run on
It
consoles?
runs okay.
It runs
better than you would expect.
Pretty well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it runs okay. Like over
Considering.
30, I'd say.
Yeah.
I will say that the entire the landscape you see in the beginning, the kind of it reminds me of like Scandinavia. It is this like green
Yeah.
moss on black rock.
Pretty but kind of harsh. You know, like once you actually get into it.
Totally. That terrain you see in the beginning of the game is the terrain for all of the game. That landscape that you see at second 1, the entire world.
Yeah,
There's
the mountains obviously.
The only
get pretty
difference is
different.
snow,
there's snow in the mountains, and there is like snow as a mechanic where if you walk through it enough, you make a trail and all this. But it is this green on black rock for the entire time in a way that America
Doesn't really look like
it
that.
didn't. Well, and like even their weird like post-apocalyptic version, I think I maybe wanted more variety. That said, I think everything in the game looks so like that room
looks
is so
beautiful.
immaculately rendered. That Monster Energy drink looks real.
Might as well be a real can.
Like
Yeah. Looks better than a real can.
yeah, shit.
I looked at my real can. I was like, "This fucking sucks."
They didn't put enough work into this.
It looks the people and the things look so good, but they are just so.
When he rips that toenail off, that's all bloody. That looks
yeah, that's
good.
forgot
really
about
gnarly,
that.
dude.
I
Maybe you
don't.
should, as I'm talking, and like Fragile has the fucking spiky shoulder pads and
Yeah,
that weird
that's pretty
umbrella, and the trucks are fucking stupid
And the
in a way. They're
tears,
like,
my God, the tears, man.
everybody's crying.
I will tell you, not that we need to get rid of it now, but I will say
Stay.
all the stuff they did with the tar stuff. I
Yeah.
didn't like how that looked.
No,
No, I really didn't like the way I looked in the tar when I was like sludging my way
Yeah,
through it. I
okay.
thought it looked. It probably looked like tar. It's probably really good looking tar, but it was just like this looks way worse than the rest of the game.
Yeah.
It
Like,
sounds like you just don't like tar.
I don't like tar.
I'm with you.
I've been backed into a corner into admitting it, but
It's coarse and it's
Ma-
rough.
You know,
yeah.
Gets
I
everywhere.
actually I brought Death Stranding up thinking that I could maybe get it off this list, and now
No, I
maybe
still
think
kind
it
of
should
agree with you because
stay.
if you're pushing the photorealism
But
category,
they are, and they like.
you want to look
all
at diversity. You
all
want a
the
game
BT
with thoughts.
designs are so fucking incredible, and like the way I do not like Death Stranding at all playing it, but the way the city, like that city that you're in as you're getting pulled into the weird tar looks, and like the BTs, the big whales and things, that big giant you fight at the like.
It's a pretty game.
The art direction is
It's a very pretty game.
kind of amazing.
You said, like, I haven't played Modern Warfare, but it sounded like there was a lot more environments that were done very well as
don't get me
compared to
wrong.
Death Stranding.
Modern Warfare looks fucking incredible.
it's so
It's hard to compare Modern Warfare with this because
Yeah.
Death Stranding works with big like landscapes and on a grander scale and having to try to make it stylistic with all the crazy weird shit they have. Whereas Modern Warfare is like, okay, we have this really tight engine that is able to render this stuff really well, and it's buildings and it's guns. You know what I mean? It's stuff
Okay.
that's like more right in front of your
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
much
Yeah.
smaller scope.
Yeah. Where it's hard to compare the two because there's two different ways of attacking it.
But it's like every little thing in Death Stranding. The vehicles, the fucking toilet that he kicks out of the wall, the Monster Energy drinks, the fucking weird AMC ad that they have. Like, it is so
Sounds-
immaculately rendered.
Sounds like it stays for now then.
Yeah, that's gross. I'm
I
sorry,
know.
everyone.
I don't want to.
It doesn't
I'm
have
sorry.
to be.
It's
It's,
get-
just another
listen,
pass.
It's best.
The art side of it is
Yeah, it's
for
best.
me.
It's best looking.
Yeah, the art side of it for me is like I don't give a shit about anything in that game.
No, but it looks
Like-
amazing.
But there's kind of two sides of the coin. Like I mean, you can compare this against other technical powerhouses in a way that you can't compare it to Outer Wilds very well, like we are going to try to do. But like nothing in Death Stranding, everything looked real and right, but nothing in Death Stranding looked creative or interesting to me.
Well, like
maybe the
Hartman's,
BTs.
Hartman's lab and like that fucking big BT you fight at the end.
No, I didn't
and-
I didn't really like.
No?
I didn't really like anything with the BTs and the tar. I didn't think it. It didn't look like how, in my head, I thought it should look.
Yeah.
But the
I'll
game
give you.
looks
I'll
really
give you
good.
this, and maybe this is wrong. I don't know. For the things that had level of detail, like that were detailed in Death Stranding, they were very detailed. But there were not a lot of things that were detailed in Death
Right.
Stranding. It's mainly big sweeping city or landscapes of grass and rock and water, and all of those look really good.
I don't know if I do.
Well, then tell me what's
Like,
your
I look-
rebuttal
it's like you
against
go to the
that?
top of the
But it's
mountain and you
like-
see everything. You're like, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But you see any one thing and you're like, that's.
But I
don't care.
I might.
That's a
I
rock.
think like any one thing, like like the room. I think Sam's little room is so
but it's-
immaculately rendered, and like the way that every
Yeah.
little thing, like you poke the BB tank and like you can hear it sloshing, and like don't get me wrong, I fucking hate doing all of that. It's a bad video game.
Yeah, but the
this
entire room
best looking.
is a pale white palette.
You can change the color, if
And
you
then
want.
that's the
And, like,
style of it.
The toilet comes out, and like even the way the liquid looks when like that thing spins out, it's like you made your poop grenades. Here's the blue liquid or whatever. Like I think Death Stranding looks
I would have been
amazing.
It looks right.
It does.
I think it
just
looks incredible.
For me, it looks exactly how it's supposed to look.
Yeah, it looks like real life. In a
I
way
can't argue
that-
with you in the rendering or anything. It's just basically like every now and then a game will like make me start and be like, oh, that's fucking crazy that came out of someone's head, and there's nothing for that in me in
I would
Death Stranding.
totally- I'd
And the
actually
things
totally
that did
agree
come
with
out of someone's head, which is mostly the BT stuff, were the things in that game that I thought were like, that doesn't look that great.
And it, to that point, the few things that I was like, oh, that's weird. Weird, like the weird like robots that fucking deliver things were like literally
Yeah.
straight out of Metal Gear.
Yeah.
It's Yoji Shinkawa reusing designs in a way
Yeah.
that
It can stay
that's very
for
fair.
now.
Yeah.
It stays.
It is
yeah.
maybe like technical best graphics.
Yeah.
I might push for that, but that is not this category.
Right.
Let's leave it on here for the time being. Control. Fuck, we got to
Okay.
hit something.
So Control is one that for me and Brando, running it on an OG Xbox,
Yeah.
not good.
No,
not
real bad.
There's
good.
gonna be a
Yeah.
style. We need Control to win on style.
But the thing, honestly, one of the main reasons that I put it on this list was that specific like silhouette blue shot of was it the
It's
director?
the guy who talks to you through the hotline.
Trench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way that like he would kind of be like the side profile view of him would be like literally silhouetted in your
Oh yeah,
vision.
like kind of projected, like as if.
but
it's coming
also
from
on
behind
the
you.
right and the left kind of in its own way, like kind of boxed in. But if you looked away from it, it didn't really follow with you. It was only the way that you needed to be going.
I'll
Yeah.
say Control is it's another one of those where technically like if it's running on a PC or whatever, it renders very well and it looks nice. But they do a good job also partnering that with style.
Yeah.
In the environment.
Yep.
And I love that cohesion in Control. I wish it didn't run like probably the worst running game I played all year by a sizable degree.
Yeah.
Because when it was running or when I wasn't moving and looking at everything, I was like, this is so fucking, it's the perfect.
That, like brutalist,
like the
that
stuff that's
concrete
supposed to look real
construction
looks
and-
real, and then you see, like I said, that Death Stranding didn't have, where you're just like, someone fucking thought of that
Yeah.
and made it look really fucking good.
Firebreak. That firebreak area.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
And the ashtray maze and
yeah. The text treatments. Every time you get into a new area and the big
Yeah.
bolt, like,
oh,
I fucking love that.
massive
That's
text
so
thing
good.
splashes across the screen.
Even the lifeless bodies that were kind of floating around, like,
Yeah.
I thought they looked really cool too.
Those big dumb fucking speakers that they have to
Yeah.
wear, I think are are literally plugged into things on their back. I think are dumb, but
The way that
look
they
amazing.
would incorporate like real life human shots into them, like the real character, the woman who plays Jesse would like pop up
The
in
live
human
action.
form
Yeah.
in live action.
darling
Like,
stuff.
what
and-
the fuck is going on here?
Control's got to stay. Control's
I
got
think
to
so,
be.
too.
Even though it runs like total shit, like the art direction in Control, I feel
Frame
is
rate.
enough to.
It's the only argument I can make against it is that I've not played a game that ran so bad in a long time on my
Yeah.
Xbox, but
It runs really badly.
But I can respect that it doesn't run bad everywhere. So
Sure.
It's- I think stays for this pass.
We got like some cuts.
I think we can cut
Modern
Link's
Warfare.
Awakening.
Let's get rid of Modern Warfare. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, tell
No,
me,
I was
tell
gonna-
me more.
No,
Okay.
no.
If we can skip ahead to Link's Awakening, I was kind of thinking the same
I'm
thing.
thinking
Yeah.
probably
Because
that.
it seems like the way we're headed is we're gonna kind of have one style game, and I think if we're putting Link's Awakening head to head with Void Bastards, I would put Void Bastards ahead of it personally.
yeah, on a style
fair.
Yeah.
thing, it's
I agree with that.
Link's Awakening is behind both Outer Wilds and Void Bastards.
So I
for me,
think we're good to take that off then.
Okay, everyone's
Good looking
okay
game
about
though.
There were parts during Modern Warfare where I was like, I might as well be watching a fucking
that.
movie.
Yeah. There were
Like,
some of those. Oh, so the cutscenes on PC ran like the cutscenes everywhere ran like shit. 10 frames a second for the
Yeah.
first 5-6 weeks it was out.
Yeah, that was like a shitty bug.
I didn't run into
Really
any of
bad.
I
that.
didn't have
Were
any
they
of
were
that
okay? Maybe they were okay
Yeah,
on
on
console.
Xbox they were.
I
Totally
heard that it
fine.
was okay on console.
They
on
were
PC.
like unwatchably bad on
Wow.
console.
Yeah.
Where they were on PC, sorry, where they would run fine, and you're totally like, "Is this live action?" And you're like, "Oh no, this is CG. I can see it." And then it would just fucking crawl in a way that, like, I couldn't watch any of the cutscenes. It
Right.
really sucked
That
that
sucks.
first week.
Because some of those cutscenes, like smaller scope, but some of the things they were doing with lighting and everything, with
Yeah.
the sun fucking pouring in windows and shit, I was just like, this is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
On a
Yeah.
technical level.
Even not getting any of that, the night vision stuff, the stuff in the dark with the flashlight,
Yep.
and just the way, like even the lit scenes, the way that game looks, I think is the dark stuff in particular, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is an incredible looking game.
Keep it.
it's got to stay.
We gotta cut something. Let's go back to the
Let's
top
go
of the
out
list.
of the top. There's got to be bad games somewhere.
Let's talk
Resident
about the
Evil-
Well, they're all
water
good.
effects or the fire effects. How do explosions look?
In-
Is anything better than the other ones?
Fire,
Fire, water, explosions.
Not a lot of fire in Death Stranding.
No.
Is there any one? There's rivers, I guess.
No, there's nothing in Death Stranding. It's a fucking.
There's
it's
rivers.
the
It sounds
fucking
garbage.
land.
There's rivers.
It looks just- the waterfall's really nice. That one.
There it is. Okay, Death Stranding's out.
All
Okay.
right, see you later. Resident Evil 2 Remake has a lot of fire.
Yes, it does.
Fire.
And it is good looking.
We just
fire.
watched a fucking clip of the fucking when they pulled the zombie's
And-
fucking head back, and he's got
so
all
good,
the
man.
blood on his neck, and his throat's torn out, and I'm like, it looks so good.
It looks
It
so
rains too, right? There's rain at some
yeah.
point.
Oh, yeah.
And the rain looks really good if I remember
good.
correctly.
Yeah, Claire gets wet.
I
know what
just
I'm
I
saying?
feel like
It runs like butter.
I didn't
don't know.
play the Leon one, but I
to
tell you,
me
Claire
at
gets
this
wet.
point I feel like Resident Evil 2 is a lock for top 3.
I think so too.
Okay.
I think we
love
should
the way
stop
that game
talking
looks.
about that one for now.
Void Bastards.
I would say there's an argument that we need to have between Void Bastards and Outer Wilds.
yeah.
Yeah, because
And
that's the style game.
Much as I am a champion for Outer Wilds, because I think it, I don't fucking know. Outer Wilds has just incredible, like,
Ash Twins.
yeah, the Ash Twins are
Giant
so cool. Giant
Steve,
Steve is so cool.
I think Outer Wilds is better.
Brittle.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I think Void Bastards makes such a good first impression with those fucking
Yeah.
like the panels popping up, and you're like, oh, I'm reading a comic book. Like,
There's not a
this
lot
is
of
crazy.
like new
You
variations
see it.
on
You
it.
see it all very quickly.
Whereas Outer Wilds is like you go to a planet and you're like, oh, this looks cool, and then
Yeah.
you'll go to another planet and be like, this looks totally different.
This
There's
one's
this
falling
big giant
apart. This
sand
one's got a big fucking water tornado.
I think
and-
that's the discerning factor for Outer Wilds is the fact that the planets are so different and unique
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
that style that they're going for already.
Yeah.
If it was all kind of just like, oh, we got the same assets and we're just randomizing them
Yeah.
a little bit. You know what I mean?
I cut
Void Bastards is a good looking game though.
This is a
but
fucking good looking game.
I think Outer Wilds takes that.
I think we're gonna run out of art spots before we run out of technical spots. The way this is going.
Let's slash some technical ones.
Fuck technical.
So it's between the bottom 3 now. It's
Cut them all.
Get rid of Death Stranding. Get
Bring
the
back
fuck out
Void
of there.
Bastards.
On the other side of Death Stranding's like technical like prowess, like they have a lot of shitty stuff with the fucking holograms of like all the
Holograms
other
don't
guys.
look
They're the
Oh,
worst.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, you're totally right.
The,
Yeah, that's true.
the mules
The
are all
lip syncing.
the exact the same.
Well, that's gameplay, I guess.
Yeah.
Lip sync.
right, and same with the mule encampment, same with kind of all the cities that I've seen. I don't know if they there's any more variety in the
No.
picture.
No, there isn't.
Exactly. And it's barren.
If you change the color of your vehicle looks like shit.
Yeah.
The only good looking vehicle is the default one.
Yeah.
Like the other ones look like funny, and like I made one that looked like a Ninja Turtle van, as you do. But I was like, this looks like I made it in Microsoft Paint. It's just like this, like one bright green all the way through everything with like some bright orange on it.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm just
and
bad at
that's-
making vehicles, but
I just like it's so there's the other side of how good like stuff looks in that game, like the character models and stuff with Norman Reedus and all the actors. But then yeah, like the fucking holograms and stuff are stupid, and the canned animations with those things.
Yeah,
I think
that
that's
stuff really sucks.
yeah.
And that is
that's my piece.
95%
Exactly.
of that
Yeah.
game.
That's a huge.
yeah.
I think it wins best looking depiction of energy drink.
yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
bar none.
It's a real nice bidet. But
Also,
yes.
there's a lot of stuff with you like running off drops about a foot high, and then your guy being like, oh, in a way where it's like they just had to make too much geometry to get all the geometry perfect.
That leaves us with Control. We have Control, Modern Warfare,
Yep.
Outer Wilds, Resident Evil 2 Remake. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We had
We
to count
did it. We got
one
to
from this
we got it
list.
down to 4.
Okay, I'm just gonna go out and say we cut Control.
I say so too.
Control.
And here's the thing: it's the frame
Oh my
rate
goodness.
thing that pissed me off the most.
But like
That's also
Fire
Compared
Break.
to the other ones,
Awful. It
The,
fucking
that,
runs like
that
It's
that,
so bad on
that
Xbox.
red hallway that is all twisted up,
Like,
and then you get levitate and you
I
can fly
agree.
through it. The
It's really
ashtray
dope.
maze.
I'm with you.
The anchor that
But
shoots clock. The
I-
fucking part of the house that is just full of clocks.
I guarantee you, if you had played it on an Xbox like
Oh,
we
yeah.
did,
No,
you
I'd
would
have
be
been
saying the
mad. I'd have
same
been
thing that I am right now. It's bad.
Yeah, Warren died on
I-
that fucking boss battle because the frame rate
It dropped down to like a frame a minute,
he was just-
and I
he-
fell off the side.
went off the side.
it is so
does,
much
like, nope.
style, though.
It is a lot of style.
It is the most
yeah.
style.
But like,
the
if we're
most
weighing it
style.
against
And it runs pretty good on PC.
Modern Warfare,
Remember Skyrim?
Resident Evil,
I know.
I don't remember Skyrim.
I don't know.
That frame rate thing really
What-
blows, man.
That's tough. I don't-
So, similarly, the Modern Warfare had technical issues
Yep.
on PC.
Yeah,
That's kind of the
that's
inverse,
true.
yeah.
That is totally.
that is.
I would
Smash them together.
I would rather have
so
Modern
pretty.
Warfare at 4.
and
I haven't
Control at
ever-
3.
and Control
I
at
would
3.
much rather. I think
I
have
think we should cut
Control.
the Outer Wilds.
Like again, Modern Warfare is technical, probably the best,
I think Control's style.
but Control has so.
It's not just
much
nice
style.
It's not just nice renderings of an environment. It's also the way they compiled that all together.
Totally. Like
There's-
just
there
the
was a
way
lot
the
of
oldest
consider-
house looks, like that massive concrete ceilings and like this much space in the room and huge concrete, like this brutalist architecture. And I think it is just
So,
my
will stick
heart
with
is
me
my heart is
forever.
with you.
Yeah.
It is my brain that's like it was just, like every time I fucking wanted to yank something off the wall and see all those pretty bricks fly while I grab the chunk of the wall to throw at something. It's
text
just like
treatment. What about the text? Remember the text treatment? Oh, new area.
God forbid you try and press the back button to look at your missions
Don't do
because
that.
that's gonna
Yeah,
fuck
that's
your game
gonna
up for the
fuck
next
your
30
game.
seconds.
Don't do that.
yeah, never pause the
God,
game.
you guys only played it on PC.
I don't
so
own
good.
one.
Do you know how much time I went through just going through offices and different environments, just blowing shit up and watching it splinter?
Oh, me too.
Like,
And I it looked so good that
Until
I
it went,
I suffered through the 10 frames a second
Yeah.
just because I was like, I'm gonna blow up all the tiles in this bathroom, and it was just chugging along. I'm like, yeah, fuck this bathroom.
I think you look at Resident Evil 2 and Modern Warfare because those are both purely technical photorealism looking games.
It's true.
Everything
Not
else
a
is
lot
kind of unique
style, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Resident Evil only exists on
That's true.
console and ran way better for me. If I
Resident
had to
Evil-
pick one, I would pick
Resident Evil is fucking beautiful, and just like you said, just never hitched.
Yeah, runs incredibly and like is all real time. Those cutscenes are not CG or anything. That is just the engine.
No.
If
Yeah.
I had to pick between Resident Evil and Modern Warfare,
So
Yeah.
I'd
yeah,
rather lose Modern Warfare, keep Control, and Resident Evil.
me too.
I think
My
Control-
decision is Control Modern Warfare.
Yeah, Control, lose Modern Warfare, keep Control.
But okay, does Outer Wilds get on just based off of style, or
That's
is,
the other, I guess, thing to talk
because
about.
we're just kind of batting around the other ones and kind of letting Outer Wilds get in just on its
I
style,
think
right?
the like cabin in the woods, the way that like your ship is cobbled together and your spacesuit is everything is this very like. It very much reminds you of like the banjo that guy's playing at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like everything is very cobbled together
Yeah.
and homely.
if style wasn't a part of this category, Outer Wilds wouldn't even be. We wouldn't
No.
even talk
Yeah.
about it.
But it definitely is, and like
Yeah.
every single one of those planets is so iconic and so unique,
Yeah.
and like the art direction is so unbelievable.
And I like what you said about just how it's all that small town feel.
Yeah.
All the way through the space program this small town has, where it's like you have your little blowtorch and you're just like trying to fix it. It looks like
Well-
this fucking
well,
tin
here.
thing on the front of your ship, and you're
Just
like, I don't
for the sake of progressing us, we're cutting Modern Warfare. then.
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
we
That's
might
the
be.
move.
I
And
think
then
we
it
might be.
seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Resident Evil 2 remake maybe is number one.
Do we hear? Do you want to keep Modern
I,
Warfare?
I,
I will still hang my hat on. I think I would keep Modern Warfare over Control only
That's-
because of how bad. But I'm just coming from the
the
other side as
opposite
you,
of- yeah.
right?
Yeah.
and
so,
similarly from that side, Modern
Yeah.
Warfare ran like shit for me,
yeah.
and
The
Control
reason
ran
why
well.
the reason why I think that we are deciding this side over here is that Control's staying is because it has a very unique use of style.
Yes,
I do not
absolutely.
know that Modern Warfare has anything groundbreaking as far as the use of style. It is technically super impressive.
Yeah.
Most
I'm not saying
graphics.
that there isn't any
Yeah,
style in there, but
the
it's
style's
stuff.
there
It's definitely
for
stuff I've
Control.
seen before, but it's
Yeah.
just done way better.
absolutely most graphics.
Control, like if we were to just cancel out the fact that like okay, Modern Warfare ran shitty for you, Control
little
ran shitty for
cancellation
us,
effect here.
and just looked at it like okay, well they both ran shitty on each other's consoles. Which one had more style? Control by a landslide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. That feels shitty as the guy who had Control run fine, but
Right.
I feel my heart of hearts.
And we,
feels that
over
Control
here, we
is-
like Control over here.
I'd rather
It
take
just-
Control. Listen, if you want to take Outer Wilds off and keep Control, I think Control. I really think Control should be on this list.
Yeah.
I think
But I'm
Outer
only
Wilds
one of
If we're gonna go, if it comes down to stylistically, which ones are we gonna keep between Outer Wilds and Control? I think Control's better. I've seen stuff from Outer Wilds.
Yeah, they're
I think
very,
Control.
very
I think
different.
Outer Wilds starts to, when you talk about the different design of the planets and stuff, that starts to dip into gameplay a little bit too, as well.
Sure.
yeah,
but
kind of.
You're telling me that stuff in Outer Wilds was so stylistically blowing your mind that you had never seen it before in a video game,
Yeah,
taking
man.
away the gameplay component of it.
Yeah, Yeah,
You really think that?
Yeah, you should check out the Ash Twins sometime. Yeah,
Ashra is
yeah.
fucking dope.
And like you saw, Giants Deep is this fucking water planet covered in tornadoes and has these weird jellyfish and like
gameplay aside, there's something to be said when you enter a new planet
totally
and
like
you see it.
Who knows
like,
how you
are
interact with all that stuff? It's just
wow.
like Brittle Hollow is this thing that's collapsing to this black hole, and you can see the underside of the crystal cave.
All right, kill control. I don't care anymore.
I was mentioning
No, I think we're killing Modern Warfare.
I think we're losing Modern Warfare. If that,
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't think it is
Please,
Control
Sparkle.
against
And then
Outer
I'd
Wilds.
probably go Control 3, Outer Wilds 2, Resident Evil 1.
Your two
nicer.
stylistic games are Control and Outer Wilds.
unless you play
If
Control,
that's what we're
Well,
gonna.
I like Control. I want to keep Control because I feel like it brings the two together really well. I just don't like Control because it runs like garbage. I have no problem with Control being on this list over Modern Warfare because only on the grounds that you had the exact same problems we had with one game. You had it with another game, and I can see with both of them running at 10 frames a second. I like Control better.
Time called for a second.
Time.
On that point, you said for the first how long that COD wasn't working?
5, 6
Control
weeks?
I played this week. It's still broken.
It's
COD is
broken as
fixed
shit.
on your end.
I haven't replayed.
wow.
I can't verify it.
That's
I
true, I
haven't
guess.
replayed it.
That's a good point.
but It might be. It might not be.
But no, I agree. I'm totally fine with Control being top 3 over
like,
Modern Warfare.
You're right. It should be 3 with a fucking asterisk of like. By the way, this runs like fucking shit.
Depending on where you play it.
Okay, so Resident Evil, it seems like is it seems like that one's sitting on top because no one's saying that it's not. Unless we're gonna have that discussion right
But
now.
that's just factoring in how it runs.
No,
If
I
you
think
look-
Resident Evil looks.
It looks
looks
better than
fucking-
Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right up there.
It looks almost as good, but runs much better. Modern Warfare,
Okay.
maybe
okay,
looks
okay.
slightly better, but runs like total fucking shit
Yeah.
sometimes.
The whole
I wanted to know the reasoning behind that.
Skyrim can't be Game of the Year. Precedent has been set though for that sort of thing.
Which is fair.
If that's precedent, we
So
have to
based
cut
on that,
Control
Outer Wilds
and-
is number 1.
No, not that it couldn't be Game of the Year, just that factored into the decision.
Yeah.
Honestly, wasn't the precedent that it was Game of the Year despite all this?
I think it might have been. You shouldn't have said that. We're Resident Evil number 1, Outer Wilds number 2, Control number 3 is what we're thinking.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
Resident Evil for me is the best looking game this year.
Bryce, what's your order?
Outer Wilds sucks. Boo.
Hard.
What
it
would
looks
you?
so cartoony and like very World of Warcraft.
Looks just
it's not
like-
really unique.
Looks like Breath of the
yeah, but
Wild.
it's
so does
style.
Fortnite,
It's
but look
style.
This isn't permanent. I'm just kind of getting it here.
But
Theoretically.
this is fine.
It's permanent.
This
Look
is
at
not
that.
permanent.
It's
But I had faith that Bryce would, as soon as he saw it, be like, yeah, you know what?
Now that it's written down.
now that the written 1, 2, 3, it's right.
I see it now.
Have they
You
still
know, it
not,
looks better on paper than it does in the game.
have they still not fixed Outer Worlds? You guys were saying?
Outer
Sorry,
Wilds?
Control.
No.
A little bit.
It's
That sucks.
slightly better.
Yeah.
I guess Brando was saying that there used to be a thing where you'd open the map, and
Oh, it
which
was
is
a game
a heavy gameplay
Yeah.
mechanic,
Always open in the map.
where it would slow down the frame rate. That doesn't happen anymore, but it still very much slows down when there's a lot of enemies.
It
when
will probably
you open
never
the
run
menu.
well on
No.
these consoles.
On the original Xbox, I think somebody in your chat had mentioned that it ran pretty good on their
Xbox
One
One.
X.
X.
I heard Xbox One was the thing Control ran the best on when it came out. Yeah.
Weird. Quantum Break Xbox exclusive.
I think
maybe.
if I was to, I'm not gonna argue for it, but I think I would swap Control and Outer Wilds. But that's probably because I haven't played all of Outer Wilds.
But here's the thing: we were debating between Control and Modern Warfare. That's why
I understand.
Control at
That's why I'm
3,
not
right?
arguing. That's why I'm not arguing.
The tough thing for me because I can
I'm just saying personally.
see
You know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah.
From my
I'm okay.
experience.
I know what you
I'm
mean,
actually
though.
okay with that too. Flip Control and Outer Wilds.
I mean, the problem for me again, it is the exact same problem we were discussing on
It's
What
the
Got On This, where it's
performance.
like I got 2 games at 1 and 2 that ran well, that they didn't overreach their.
No, I think how it runs.
It's a fair,
should
it's a
reflect.
fair thing to
100%
bring
it
up.
should.
Yeah, like I said, it's just for me personally because I didn't have any issues because I was playing it on
Yeah.
on a PC and all that shit. But yeah, that's fine.
We feel okay about this.
Fucking Control looks really
The
fucking
best looking / best style game of the year is
Boom.
Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Yeah.
Congratulations, runners up.
Yep.
Outer Wilds and Control.
good. I feel good about that.
That was a fast category. How's everybody feeling?
Feeling good.
Can we
You wanna-
roll?
You want to soldier
power.
on?
Can we
Power,
roll
power.
right into the next one?
Power.
Let's go.
All
So
right.
that's crazy
I'm gonna
talk.
wash
Oh,
them.
okay, let's say 15.
We'll do a fast break, not a 15.
Like
2 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes. We'll see you back here in just a second. We're going to do best story, and then it's on to Gotti, ladies and gentlemen.
Unplug those things.
We'll see you in just a minute.
Don't be mean.
Don't be mean.